Extreme save rock and roll defender.
I hardly
What
know
a
her.
sentence. God damn it.
Last night we forced Jack out of a Discord call because Dawson and I started doing that. We just kept going, wah, wah, wah.
You need like an auto-tune Discord plugin.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like,
We do.
Imagine.
And then we
That's
just
always-
don't tell Jack that we do it. And
Yeah.
then we just start doing that shit at the same time we're playing Valorant.
One time I listened to an interview with Cody Co where he did not know that his like side of the Skype call had a auto-tune plugin on it. It legitimately might be one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life, because occasionally he'll just be like, yeah, I mean, like, so, I mean, the way that you and I got connected was my girlfriend sat next to you on a flight, and, like, all of those are just, like, snapping to a pitch grid. We got connected. It's insane. I'm going to check the audio real quick. Extreme save rock and roll defender.
Whitney Jordan.
Whitney Jordan.
First of all,
I
welcome
introed
back.
last week.
Welcome back to This Ain't a Scene, It's a Podcast. I am one of your hosts, as usual, Dawson, he, him pronouns. And you would be shocked to find out this piece of information that I'm going to tell you next, but there is not one but two people in the room with me.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh hell no.
Oh, hell no.
I'm your other host. I'm two people at the same time.
Holy shit.
It's true.
It's me and I don't know.
I'm also Carson.
Oh no. I'm your other host, Carson. He, him, and in the room with us, very special guest, our third guest. I don't know if the number matters, but ladies and gentlemen, we have Whitney Jordan.
That's me.
Wow. Woo. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Sometimes Dowboy.
So the previous Dowboy.
Previous
and sometimes
Dowboy.
Occasional Dowboy.
Occasional Dowboy. Furnace Fest Dowboy.
First best Dowboy, yes.
Current
How
top
you doing?
secret.
How you doing? We just hung out for like 30 minutes. And
It's true.
I know a little bit about how you're doing. But,
Yeah. We're out here.
Are you excited to be here? Are you a listener of This Ain't a Scene, It's a Podcast?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I listened to the last episode to research.
Okay.
But
With Jack?
yes. And I listened to
Okay.
part of the one with Maddie too.
There's two with Maddie.
Fake fan.
So,
Fake fan.
yeah.
And
And if you're
I'm a
lucky,
gape.
there will be. Oh no! If you're lucky, there will be two with you.
When there's another Save Rock and Roll song.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
that's fine that you didn't listen to it. I don't particularly care, but like,
Yeah, I don't listen to this shit either.
Jesus, I have to listen to it because I edit it. But
I do
not
listen
tune
to
in
it.
weekly, I will say.
that's okay.
Wow.
That's okay.
Wow.
I mean, I think I would prefer that our guests aren't like, "Hey, remember when you did this on the podcast?"
Do you remember that time where you said hardly know her? Like every
times.
episode?
It will happen at least once per episode.
Do you think
It's
that
already
joke
happened.
is getting old?
No.
Yeah, neither do I. I wanted to bring you on because, I mean, there are like 3 Save Rock and Roll defenders in our life.
Yeah.
There's you. There's our friend Beck, staunch Save Rock and Roll defender.
hmm
Beck is right.
And then we have my good friend Evan Brendon Ezio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty big Save
I
Rock and
saw
Roll
his
Evan
defender.
Brando.
Evan Brando show. Pretty big Save Rock and Roll defender.
Evan Brando show. Future guest of the pod. Beck as well.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I had never seen Fall Out Boy before, pre-hiatus.
I didn't either. I saw them at Universal Studios,
Whoa.
and they played the song Save Rock and Roll, and they did a David Bowie tribute because it was right after he died.
Whoa.
Mm.
That's the only time I've seen Fall Out Boy.
And it was just those 2 songs? Or
Well, no, they did like a whole set, but that's the one I remember the most is because
Interesting.
they did like it. They literally like had some visuals of like David Bowie and like the Thunderbolt and everything while they played Save Rock and Roll specifically.
That's curious. Do you remember which song? Do you remember which David Bowie song it was?
No, they were playing "Save Rock and Roll" by Fall Out Boy while all those visuals were happening.
I thought they only played 2 songs and it was "Save Rock and Roll" and a David Bowie song.
Imagine.
I can't remember the set that they played, but it's like that stage. If you've ever been to Universal Studios in Florida,
no,
have you?
Yeah.
If you've been there, there's a stage in front of Rip Ride Rockit, which is like kind of one of the first roller coasters when you enter the park. And Rip Ride Rockit is like a roller coaster you get on, and they play you get to pick a song and it plays while you're on the roller coaster. And you like make a music video, but really you're just like screaming the whole time.
Sure, yeah. I understand.
That's a good music video, just screaming the whole time.
Yeah, I always do the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Personally.
No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
I think a Sabotage.
Oh, okay. All right.
A classic.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah.
But yeah, they played in front of, there's like a stage and then like a field in front of it. And they played that stage.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. My experience is a little different. Quite different actually. I loved this band so much. And I remember he's not listening to this because I don't think he cares, but my friend Austin Ruoff, first and last name, because he doesn't have any social media, so you can't find him. But he was like, he told me Fall Out Boy broke up at school. Like we got to school and he was like, dude, Fall Out Boy broke up. And I was like,
damn.
Whoa. And I didn't understand what hiatus meant. I was like, that's a word I can't pronounce.
It's over.
I was like, it's over.
3 syllables.
It made me very sad.
Too many.
It's true.
That's too many. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just very upset about that. And, so when they came back, it kind of didn't matter what this album sounded like. I was going to be excited no matter what because my favorite band was back,
Mm-hmm.
I have not really listened to any of these songs since then, like at all. I think the last time I heard this song was when I saw it on the Save Rock and Roll tour. So
Bless you.
Damn.
Ow, that hurt. That one hurt me.
It looked like it hurt.
Before we get started, Dawson, do we have anything else to talk about?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
A couple things. Well, first of all, Whitney, what is your experience or familiarity with Fall Out Boy just in general?
So I kind of grew up on Fall Out Boy because my sister is 6 years older than I am. And so we had a karaoke machine in the basement that never worked as a karaoke machine. It was strictly a CD player. Mm-hmm. And she would burn CDs through iTunes. And so I knew songs off of, and I'm a visual person. I don't remember the names of stuff super well. The blue one with the sheep on the front.
Infinity
on High. And then Under the Cork Tree, I think we had burned to CDs that I would listen to a bunch when I was a kid.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
And, so I listened to those a lot growing up. Thanks for the Memories, I think is ingrained in my brain. I think I could lose all my memory, but those lyrics would still be in my brain.
That's one of my Benadryl songs. If I take Benadryl and I'm about to fall asleep, Thanks for the Memories is one I can just call up and listen to the full,
just in your brain,
the full 4K audio of it in my brain.
Yeah. So I was super into them when I was young, and then kind of fell off of it, and then I was very much like a Tumblr kid.
Hell yeah.
And so
something I definitely knew about you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when they came off of hiatus, because I listened to them occasionally, and I was kind of into them, but it was I listened to it so much as a kid, it was just kind of a nostalgia thing.
Sure.
So when they came off of hiatus, I remember everyone on my Tumblr dashboard at the time being oh my God, Fall Out Boy's coming off hiatus, blah, blah. Yeah. And then Save Rock and Roll came out. I didn't listen to it. And then one of my friends at the time from school, her name is McCall, and she made me listen to The Mighty Fall off of that record. When I was hanging out at her house. And for some reason, I was this shit fucking rules.
Jesus.
And
damn. That's so
we're
lucky.
In for a tougher episode than I thought.
I could not what was going on in my 15-year-old brain for me to hear, who is it, Big Sean who's on that song?
Big Sean.
Yeah, for me to hear that on a Fall Out Boy song, and I was yes. Like, I think it's like
Jesus.
very.
He's spitting right now.
I think it's reminiscent of like Big Rob being on Burning Up by the Jonas Brothers.
Oh yeah.
And I was very much a Jonas Brothers elitist when I was a child.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So I think it was kind of reminiscent of that for me. And I was like, this fucking rules. And I went home and I like downloaded all the songs off Save Rock and Roll. And I would definitely say it's the Fall Out Boy album I've heard the most.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, so I don't necessarily think it's a like awful introduction to the band. I think that it is.
It's one of the introductions.
It is one of
that
all
is
time.
that is what you would say. Yes. I think it is the. I think it's a great way to show people like where they were at until recently.
Yeah.
And I also think that it's a very good gateway if you were the right age for it at the time it came out.
Yeah.
Which I admittedly kind of wasn't. I mean, I was 16 when
I
this
think-
record came out, I think.
Yeah.
So
What year
like,
did this come out?
This is 2013.
Oh,
So-
Oh
okay.
God! So I was 14 when this thing came
I
out.
was 13. Good lord.
Yeah. So, I mean, because I'm a little bit older than you two.
Yeah.
But, like, so I was either 15 or 16.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, that's the wormhole that my phone just dropped into.
Yeah.
We're going to spend another 35 minutes looking for it again.
Rest in peace.
I remember it being like, you know, my initial excitement about it was like, I'm going to get to finally see Fall Out Boy. These songs are catchy. I think I didn't know the difference between catchy and good at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was
That's
15.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Um,
would say that's where I sat it. As
And when I initially heard this album, I was like, this is great. Which is not true. And I mean, just listening back to this song today, I was like, wow. Like it's kind of amazing that I like still wanted to buy a ticket after hearing this
Yeah.
shit like that, you know?
It happens. I mean, like,
It does happen. And I think that like people y'all's age when it came out, like really, really, really liked it. Like
yeah.
I think if we asked my younger sister who's your age, I think if we asked her like what's your favorite Fall Out Boy record, I think just instantly off the bat she'd be like Save Rock and Roll.
yeah.
Because that's the one. I mean, she was 13 when it came out, you know. So, and all music is for 13-year-old morons. So,
yeah. Yeah.
and whatever you hear when you're 13 sticks with you forever.
It's
1,000
true.
Suns by Linkin Park. It's my favorite Linkin Park record. It's no one else's, but it came out when I was 13. So,
Fireflies
why-
by Owl City.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why I feel so akin to this record. Is
Yeah.
because
definitely.
like
It's definitely valid though. Like,
yeah.
we all have records like that. Like fucking. I was trying to think of one, but like I at this point I kind of can't like discern what albums I like because I heard them when I was 13 and what albums I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
because they're good. I don't think there's a difference.
No.
Because like, you know, art is subjective. How much you enjoy it is subjective.
But
which
also
is,
sometimes it's bad.
It's true.
yeah. But except
There's some stuff I listen to where I'm like, this is not good, but because it's nostalgic for me, I love it.
Oh yeah.
listen,
there's-
art is only subjective unless you are listening to this podcast, in which case our opinions are correct.
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
true.
That's true. Yeah. That's why we only bring people on that have correct opinions.
Yeah. Even
So
if we
that's why you're
disagree
here.
with them.
And also, you can't tell a lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This podcast is
All
bar-
honesty, 100% of the time, always. No
all
lies.
bars,
Yeah.
facts, and heat. No lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have none of those.
Also, no
Yeah.
vaccinations.
It's been nice.
I'm kidding,
Lady just
everybody.
got up and started
Kind of,
walking.
maybe, I don't know. Yeah. What else do we have to talk about before we get into this?
So,
Because
Carson,
I
you tweeted
did
yesterday.
a very stupid thing yesterday.
You tweeted yesterday, recording tomorrow. Anything y'all want us to talk about besides just one yesterday? And a lot of people took that as any other
Songs do you want to talk about?
Which, guys, we are going to get to fucking Rat-a-tat and where did
Where
the
did
party,
the party
go?
go? Yeah.
fucking-
Rat-a-tat fucking rules.
Listen, fucking,
We'll
I
get
can't,
into that
I can't
later.
tell if Alex Cassio Flux Big Yellow Giga Chad
Love you,
who is
Alex.
the one who suggested that. I can't tell if he agrees with you or disagrees with you, but he said, talk about Rat-a-tat and fucking Back to Earth. Shout out Back to Earth.
Shout
Where
out
did the
Back to
party go, please?
No.
No, we're not doing that yet.
Yeah.
If it comes up on the wheel, we'll do it. But like, get yourselves together, guys. Come on now. But Xander at Every Time I Pie said Brendon
good
Urie,
adding.
which
He'll come up. Yeah.
he'll come up.
He'll come up.
It
Yeah, I'm
happens.
sure.
I've heard of him.
We never planned to bring him up.
I
and
mean,
then
I've seen
he
him.
Does. Did you punch him?
I've seen him many times and I did not punch him. I wasn't
Shoulda.
close enough.
Shoulda. Got a couple controversial topics in here. I'm honestly surprised at how many people responded to this.
I want to address the thing that Elder was talking about where he couldn't find the Alpha Dog B-side. I'm going to have to like log into an old iTunes library or something and find that because, I mean, it's definitely deleted from everything. Because, I mean, what used to happen, and this happened with a lot of bigger bands where like just as a pre-album thing, they would like put out I think there's an MGMT EP that you can't find fucking anywhere anymore that had like Kids on it, and it was like an earlier version of Kids, but the album wasn't announced yet. And it was a similar thing with this where it was like maybe Infinity on High was announced, but like there wasn't any like track listing or anything like that, and it was just like This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race and Alpha Dog, and the full title wasn't Alpha Dog. It was Alpha Dog and Omegalomaniac. And it was like, so it's, I mean, effectively labeled as a different song that you can't find anywhere anymore. But I have that iTunes signal in another iTunes library. I'll go diving for it soon, Elder. Don't worry.
Yeah. Who brought the Elder T?
Elder T. It was not a correct possible correction. I can't find any evidence of Alpha Dog existing before the demo version on Welcome to the New Administration. But if Carson's talking about a long deleted iTunes single, then who knows? And then Elder also said not a correction, but thought you'd enjoy. I've seen Our Lawyer Made Us change the name of the song so we wouldn't get sued. Played at a non-emo night brand emo club here in the UK, and it's fun to watch people figure out how to dance to that gallop rhythm.
I can imagine.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
Out in the UK, wow, Elder support
Elder.
from the UK.
So the T could stand for tea and crumpets.
Tea and biscuits.
Tea and biscuits, yes.
Sorry, Elder.
The Thames.
I appreciate you listening, and
Jack
I hope
the
you keep
Tipper? No, it doesn't work. Sorry.
listening. But yeah, there's a couple things we could get into. I want to get into, just because it's probably the least related, like the least directly related.
Yeah.
That new fucking Better Lovers single.
Dude.
Holy shit,
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dog.
It's incredible.
For those who live under a fucking rock and don't know about this, so Better Lovers is a new band comprised of 3 of the members of Every Time I Die, and Greg Puciato of
Ooh, I've been saying that with a
of the
hard
Dillinger.
C.
Pucciato.
I've been saying Pucciato forever.
Regardless of how you pronounce
awkward.
his last name, he is the vocalist for Dillinger Escape Plan. There's also another guy in there that I fucking forgot.
Will
Putney.
And a producer extraordinaire.
Producer
Fit for an
extraordinaire in a
Autopsy.
million fucking bands.
And Fit for an Autopsy, and he's in both of those sick bands.
But it's the combination of those 5 people, and they put out a song called 30 Under 13, and it is fucking incredible.
It's fire.
Banger.
It's like, I liked it so much that I, like, for context, it takes a lot, either, like, liking or disliking for me to go out and write a fucking review about something. And then I did for this song on Rate Your Music.
I can't believe that.
It's quite the track. And I think it's like tip of the iceberg for them because I think the potential for them to just do absolutely insane shit is there.
Yeah.
I
stoked on them touring. You know, I really hope they do the thing, you know. I really hope they are out there and, you know, fucking gigging a ton.
Yeah, I got out of work. When did the song come out? 2 days ago now?
Yeah.
2 days ago.
I got out of work and my friend had sent me a link to the Brooklyn Vegan like premiere, and I was like, what in the world is this? And I read it and like didn't process it I like saw all the names and it was like 3 members of ETID and, you know, Greg from Dillinger. And I was like, oh, cool. And then sat down and listened to it. And I was like, why did I not process what that was when I read it the first time?
Is that it's the new ETID band.
Yeah, literally. And I mean, you know.
I'm looking at your fucking.
She has an ETID tattoo.
I have a giant ETID tattoo.
Yeah. Would you call that like a new junk aesthetic tattoo, or is that like a big dirty tattoo?
It's big dirty.
It's big dirty.
It's it's just stylized to match what the rest of my sleeve is.
I would say that band was 100% the reason we started Dowboys. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, just their breakup was so heartbreaking, and the fact that it was not on good terms at all was really painful. Mm-hmm. Just to see, you know, my favorite musicians splitting up like that and shit. This was a pretty big wave of relief because, you know,
it was a good surprise personally.
Yeah.
Because I literally, like, I read the lineup and I was like, oh, cool, I'll go listen to that song in a minute. Because I was sitting out in the kitchen talking to my roommate, and then like sat down in my room and looked at the lineup again, and I was like, huh? Like,
pretty airtight. Like, nobody fucking. Yeah. I did not hear a goddamn thing about this. Like, in general.
Yeah.
Like, there was no rumblings. Like, no nothing.
Mm-mm. Like, all we heard was like Jordan Buckley, like last year, being like, "Yeah, I'm working on something new," and everyone was like, "Sick," and then that was like it.
Yeah.
And now.
Because like Dillinger has been out of commission for a hot minute. Time. Like, last Dillinger related thing that happened was
their final shows.
New York. Yeah, that Carson went to.
That I went to all 3 of. Yeah.
Well, also, Dissociation getting a record store day press last year.
That's true. Dawson did pick up the Dissociation press for me because I was working, so I couldn't go to record store day. And I was like,
telling me about that.
Yeah, and I was like, if you see the Dissociation one, like, I was like, please pick it up for me. Like, I will send you the money. And Dawson like picked up. It was like the last one that Disorder Vinyl had. Wow. And I was like,
well, and I mean, Dillinger kind of quit at the top of their game too, and a lot of that had to do with some people in the band just not wanting to do it anymore. But I know Greg has wanted to do a crazy band for a while. And
you can tell, like,
Greg is my biggest influence vocally. Like, I mean, every time someone like says like, "Oh, you're just ripping off Greg Puciato," like, I don't think they understand that that's the biggest compliment you can possibly do.
Thank you.
Number one, obviously, idiot.
Second,
like,
thank you so much.
You listen to our band.
Yeah, for sure. So, goddamn, so stoked.
Such a fucking.
I think they probably will. Just to bring it back around, I think they probably will get the Fall Out Boy tour.
Imagine.
I mean, Fall Out Boy's on this tour that's coming up. They're taking out a lot of heavy bands.
Yeah.
I mean, like Nothing Nowhere, Bring Me the Horizon. There was one other where I was like,
yeah, it was kind of a weird one. I can't remember what it was.
Somebody photoshopped a fucking fake tour lineup that had Sleep Token on it, and that
like.
Well, no, I think that may have actually been something that was in the works. I think maybe Sleep Token was just like, we didn't know we'd get this big or something.
Yeah, because I mean, they just sold
for real.
Yeah, like they just announced their like first or not first,
or
maybe first US.
Really like that band.
I also really like that band.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Sleep Token fan.
I haven't like gone. I still haven't like fully listened to them, but I listened to. I remember when. Whitney and I's top secret band that exists was like first getting together. We all put together like a Spotify playlist of songs that we all liked or like wanted to bring influences into the band. I think somebody put in an older Sleep Token song.
I think it was Ashton.
I think Ashton put in a Sleep Token song.
Well, because that's what I got put on Sleep Token when I was working at Guitar Center. In Alpharetta.
Yeah, when we were working at Guitar Center.
Yeah, Jason Mays. Shout out Jason Mays from Working Class Music.
For real.
And also Young Mountain. Yes.
Yeah.
I just know their YouTube channel more because I watch their content a lot. Yeah. Shout out Jason.
Borrowing a jazz master from him next week.
Hell yeah. Shout out the jazz master king himself.
Yes.
But he was playing a Sleep Token song, like one of their older records, like in Guitar Center one day. And I was like, what is this? Because I just thought that it ruled. Mm-hmm. And so I listened to that whole record and I like loved it. And then kind of forgot about them for about a year. Yeah. And then they started showing up on my TikTok. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, it was like I listened to that song and I was like, this is pretty cool. And then like like 2 months later or something, they started blowing the fuck up, and I was like, holy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because
Can I cash in indie cred for this? Like,
Yeah.
for real, like that's how I feel because I was really
I can't imagine how Jason feels.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
right.
Jason was into them before I was because Jason showed me. I think it's The Offering off of
Yeah, the
Sundowning.
Offering, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what was playing at Guitar Center. I was like, dude, this rules. Like, what is this? And then I got into Sleep Token
Yeah.
from there, and then literally like just forgot about them because it just like disappeared into one of my playlists. And then they started showing up on my TikTok, and I was like,
Yeah.
huh?
Well, I mean, like, they're going to have like one of the biggest records this year. I mean, it's gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna be like
100%.
how everything was with Lorna last year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, just as far as heavy stuff goes, which
shout out Lorna fucking
it's
Shore, dude.
it's so cool,
true.
like with the Knocked Loose Coachella thing and like
That
you know,
was awesome.
yeah, it was so cool. I really do think that like there is a place for this type of music.
Yeah, I mean that's how I started
and
to.
it feels like it's here to stay too. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like a fad like new metal was or something like that.
Yeah,
so.
and I started to feel that way after Glow On by Turnstile blew up because
Oh,
like
definitely.
I've been a Turnstile fan for years. Like they were my top artists on Spotify for like 5 years running. And because I was like a huge fan of Nonstop Feeling and Step to Rhythm, like they're just one of my favorite like hardcore adjacent bands. And so when Glow On started to blow up the way it did, and I was like, oh, you're telling me like normies are into hardcore now?
yeah.
Like it made like as a musician, it made me feel a lot better about like doing heavy music because I'm like bands like Turnstile and like Knocked Loose playing Coachella and shit like that, like they're making heavier music like more accessible and people are like actually into it. It's not like, oh, there's that weird kid who's into screamo.
Yeah.
Mhm,
It's
yeah.
like all the normies are listening to fucking Knocked Loose and Turnstile now, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I know some people are super gatekeepy about it, but I personally am like
Yeah,
super
but
into.
they're
It's always going to happen.
Yeah, it's true.
There are people who are gatekeeping like enormous pop artists. You
Yeah.
know? Like it's always gonna be a thing of like, oh, I discovered them first.
Right, but that's
Selena
what,
Gomez was gatekeeping Lorde in like 2014.
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like now we have like Sleep Token blowing up, and like Bad Omens is a huge band now
Yeah.
too, and it's like there's bands that are like becoming like heavier bands making that type of Spirit Box,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
making heavy music like much more accessible to someone that doesn't listen to heavy music. It's kind of like a gateway.
Very, very cool.
It's awesome,
Yeah.
I think personally.
Fall Out Boy's taken out ETID before, so
Yeah.
I think that we could.
that makes it
see-
even more likely, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
I would
Yeah,
love
I
that.
would
they're,
go to
they're
that
friends
tour.
from back.
I
in
would
the
go to
day.
that tour too.
I have a very funny off pod the Chariot ETID Fall Out Boy story.
Oh, awesome.
that I don't know if the person would be comfortable with me telling, but yeah, off pod. Anyway, what's our next topic? Do we have anything more to get to?
Next topic. Let me pull up the Twitter at the Dreaded Wheel. We tweet from there
Plug.
sometimes.
I got a follow yesterday. I was so excited.
Yeah, I did that. That
I
me.
was like, oh.
Yeah, Carson and I both joint
Boith?
Boith. Shut up. Carson and I both joint run the account. So if we don't get to something, the notification has disappeared into the ether.
void. Yeah.
We're not ignoring you or big dogging you because
I am.
we have. Well, Carson is. I'm not. I'm a man of the people. Let's see. Meet Ruckus.
Jordan Jackson, baby.
Yeah.
My sweet boy.
My sweet boy. Mosh appropriate etiquette is something we could get into. I personally don't really care about like what people
I don't
do.
give a shit at all.
I don't really either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, that's that topic.
As long as you're having fun, I don't care.
Yeah.
what you
I
do.
was like, I will say I was like a little salty at that show that, oh my God, with like Omerta and Unity.
Oh, the Loathe show?
Yeah, the Loathe. It was the Loathe tour. I literally forgot that Loathe headlined that for some
That's
reason,
awesome.
even though it
Damn.
was the best night of my entire life because I
Yeah, that
love
show was
Loathe.
incredible.
Yeah.
But I remember like being up front with like some of my friends during Omerta and like Unity's set, and I was just in my own space having a good time because I love both of those bands, especially Omerta. And this girl next to me who was in a Suicide Boys shirt, I will state, was
Red flag.
literally, I was sitting there, I was jamming,
flag.
my
What are you
friends were
talking about?
also jamming, and like we were just having a grand old time. And this girl was so salty, she like kept pushing us like on purpose.
Nice.
Because she was like mad that we would like run into her. And I was like, one, you're in the front of the pit. Like what
Yeah, what do you
Yeah.
what do you want? But she was sitting there like arms crossed so mad. She like pushed the shit out of me one time during Omerta's set, and I just like looked at her and I was like, do you hate fun?
That's awesome.
Like,
what'd she say?
She just like glared at me. And I was like, you are at a hardcore show. I was like, if you like Suicide Boys, like you've seen them, they have mosh pits at their shows.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely not the same, but like, I'm sitting here just like dancing to this music that I like, and you're being a bitch for no reason.
That's so funny.
So,
I mean, I guess like the only mosh etiquette is like, don't fucking, like if you're on the outskirts of the pit, don't be shocked if you get a fist to the head.
yeah, man, I got my fucking, like, I saw No Pressure at 529 and got my literal nose ring kicked out of my nose. And I was like, well, damn, that sucks. But I was right in the front, so like, what did I expect?
Yeah,
it was like someone who was stage diving, like literally
Yeah.
got like a nosebleed and everything, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. But like, I was not mad about it because I was like, I made the choice to stand right here.
Yeah, exactly.
So to that girl in the Suicide Boys shirt, I hope you get stuck in traffic every day for the rest of your life.
Wow. I thought you were gonna say, I hope you get a bone disease.
But I didn't say that.
I hope you get osteoporosis.
I just don't understand how you're mad at somebody having a good time at a show.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, I think that's the topic covered.
Yeah.
Mosh etiquette, be nice.
Be nice. If somebody falls over, pick them up.
True.
True.
That's the most
You
important.
know, that's
part.
apparently what Let the Bodies Hit the Floor is about.
Really.
Is
Are you dead serious?
Drowning Pool said that that song is about the respect that people have for each other in a mosh pit, which is awesome.
that's so rad.
You know, that makes that song so much more bass than it used
I
to
know.
be.
Yeah. Everyone thinks it's about killing people, but
Let the bodies hit the floor for real.
Let the bodies hit the floor
And
then
pick
pick 'em back
up.
up.
1, nothing wrong with me. 2,
Nothing wrong with me.
Yeah.
3, just got my nose ring kicked out and I have a bloody nose, but it's okay because the medic is helping me and everything's fine.
Yeah.
4,
for sure.
osteoporosis.
Mosh pit etiquette.
4, I got knocked out during this 68.
Yeah, I got.
Carson can't find me at Furnace Fest.
The way Jack tells that story is so fucking funny because I saw 68 at Furnace Fest and they did a cover of The City by the Chariot, and I heard the opening bass line. I turned around to Jack and was like, they're playing a fucking Chariots, and I was gone. Like I was gone through that crowd. And then he finds me and I'm sitting there and I'm like, what if Violet? I'm like screaming the lyrics because I'm just like, I can't believe this is happening. Like I'm hearing a Chariot song live in 2022. And some guy like starts to or tries to crowd surf or like jumps up. Like, I don't know. So it hits my off switch on the back of my head. I'm on the ground. And the way Jack describes it is he was like, 1 second she was there and next I just see her docks facing up from the ground. And she's just out cold. But it was awesome.
Meanwhile, I'm walking into the festival and you're like, hey, just got my lights knocked out. I'm at the medic tent. And I'm like, what?
I'm like, hey, Carson, I just got knocked out. They played a Chariot song that was fucking awesome. I couldn't even remember which one it was because I got knocked out. Yeah. Someone literally, who was it? A friend of mine was there and he was like, oh, did you see their set? And I was like, because he walked around and was like, why the fuck are you at the medical tent? And I was like, I got knocked out to a Chariot song. Nice. And he was like, yeah, that's awesome. It was cool. They played The City. And I was like, oh, yeah.
It
was
that's what
one.
happened.
Yeah. All right.
I think we should get into the song.
What song is it, Dawson?
So the song we're talking about today is our first Save Rock and Roll song. It is called Just One Yesterday featuring Foxes, and here is a snippet of it. I hope you enjoyed that snippet.
I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of that song.
So just initial thoughts about this song. I guess I'll get started. I listened to it a few times in the car on the way here. I had a hell of a drive getting here. I think I have like a hole in like the sidewall of one of my tires, and I haven't had the time to like go get it looked at yet. So I've just been like frequenting
pretty safe to drive.
You should do that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I've just been like frequenting the quick trip to like refill that tire.
Oh my god!
Because I haven't had any time to fucking go to a tire shop.
Oh, Jesus.
But because of that, I had a lot of time to listen to this song, and it is probably the best song on this record.
Oof.
That is an interesting choice.
Very interesting choice.
In my humble and objectively correct opinion.
In your humble onion.
Interesting.
In my humble onion.
Did you listen to the full record?
No.
Or no? Yeah, you didn't dare.
I didn't dare. I wanted to listen to the 1975.
Makes sense. I would also want to listen to the 1975 over this record.
Yeah, I was truthfully listening to the Spirit Box set list because we see them next week.
That's true.
So.
Oh,
What
fuck
day
yeah,
is that?
with intervals and after the burial.
Mhm.
Fuck yeah,
I'm
that's gonna be
excited to see
dope.
After the Burial
What day is that
too.
again?
Tuesday.
So if you're going to the Spirit Box show on Tuesday in Atlanta, Georgia, and you see me,
If you see a really tall,
fucking tall guy, there is a good
you can
chance.
say, I enjoy your podcast.
There's a good chance if you go up to him and you go, "Hey, I enjoy your podcast," I'll go,
Hey, yous.
"PogChamp," or
Hey, yous.
or if you have the wrong guy, he'll go, Thanks. Because a lot of people
Joe Rogan.
have a podcast. Joe Rogan is so short, dog.
No, but he's a huge Spirit Box fan.
Is he?
No.
I was like, yo.
I fully believed you. It can happen. Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
You said Joe Rogan's name and one of your monitors fell over. So
I'm
one
cool. I'm normal.
Alright. So for our listeners, we don't have a camera.
Did I do something in a past life or something? Like, what's going on?
I think you
Just
might have just,
summon the
like-
spirit of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
It's like Beetlejuice. You say his name 3 times and he knocks all the
He
shit
knocks
off your
something
monitors.
Well, in that case, Joe Rogan.
No.
Anyway, yeah, just one yesterday. I do not hate this song.
Yeah.
It is garbage. It is junk. But it's junk in the way that like an Imagine Dragons song or
One
like
Republic.
a One Republic song is junk. Yeah. I don't love it. I don't understand the point of the Foxes feature.
They had a lot of weird features on this album.
It's
Big
very
Sean.
strange.
Big Sean was my personal
Big Sean.
favorite. And Courtney, was it Courtney Love on this one too?
Courtney Love
And
yeah.
Elton John.
Courtney Love, Elton John, and
Big
Sean and Foxes. So,
And then Burna Boy on Mania, which we've already talked
ain't no
about,
Burna Boy
but
on this shit.
It's still bewildering.
No
to
Ethan
me.
Hawke.
Well, that one's funny.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like the like driving like honky tonk. We're at a fucking what's it, Texas Roadhouse. Like it's just
what?
like
That's the best part.
it's not super appealing to me. I mean, at the time, like that's the thing is like this record is so of its time.
Yeah, 100%.
I wouldn't call it trendy because it very much is its own thing.
Yeah. It is a pop record, though, I think.
It is very much a pop
Absolutely.
record, and there were like 90 songs that I can think of that had this like exact same like shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knock over his phone.
And I mean, like I think Foxes probably got on this song because of her Zed feature. I imagine that is
I don't know how those are like.
how
How close those were
it's
in
like
time.
the year before, I want to say.
Okay.
I'm not entirely too sure about that. I'm gonna fact check myself before Elder T does it. Yeah.
Shout
Shout
out
out
Elder
Elder
T.
T.
Shout out Elder T, real one for sure. Yeah. I mean, like, I just don't.
Do you also have the lyrics pulled up?
Yes.
Okay. I was like.
Yeah. I mean, it was the first single off Zed's Clarity, and she features on that. So,
Me when if our love is tragedy, why are you my clarity?
what a good song though.
It is a
That's
banger.
true.
Amazing fucking song. I love that song. Better song than this for sure.
Yeah.
I just there's something about this song that I can't get past, and I think a lot of it is that like big bright production. I mean, it's Butch Walker producing
Hardly know
it,
her.
who was kind of doing everything at the time. He did some songs on Taylor Swift's Red, I think.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, and like it's just so of its time, and there's something about it being locked to that time period that I can't get past.
Yeah. This whole record is very 2013.
in
Yeah.
so many different ways too.
Yeah.
There's only a couple songs in it that aren't like time locked for me, and those are the ones that I enjoy. The Phoenix being one of them. I love that song. I think that song's awesome.
I love that song as well.
Every time I've seen them do it live, I've been like, wow, this song's dope. Yeah, I think that it's a very strange snapshot in time for the band. I don't know. You just gave me a look.
Well, no. I was breathing out really hard, and I wanted to move the mic away. Yeah. So I was like moving it away to do that.
What are your thoughts on this song, Whitney Jordan?
I honestly am a fan of this one. Oh. I was holding the mic sideways. That's so awkward. I'm a fan of this one. Like, I think it's like, do I think it's a good song as far as like what I would consider good music? No. Mm-hmm. But is it fun? Yes.
Definitely.
And I honest to God, re-listened to it and I was like, I actually do really like some of the lyrics in this song. Yeah. Like, I think they're a little clever. I think they're kind of fun.
Yeah, they're not bad.
The Foxes feature also does not make sense to me, but like this record just had so many weird features on it that like it kind of just was what it was for the album. And yeah, I don't know. I'm a fan of the lyrics on this one. I'm a fan of somebody's got like coins in their pants coming out in
the laundry. Keep talking.
Carson's going to go take care of the fucking walk.
The way Carson just like stomped away, it was hysterical.
That was an orc walk.
But yeah, like where Carson doesn't like that like honky tonk kind of like
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, like
boom.
I think it's fun. I think this one's catchy. Like,
yeah,
like I said, do I think it's like a good song? No.
Yeah.
But is it fun and do I enjoy it? Hell yeah.
That makes it a good song for you.
It does make it a good song for you, but we're not here to talk about that.
But I don't like. Here's the thing: is that like I don't even see it as a good song. I'm just like it's fun and I like it.
Yeah. Our noise gate's gonna have to do a lot of work this episode.
Our noise gate's working overtime. Wearing it out.
I want to speak on the lyrics a second because
I think there's some that I think
there's
really
some
clever
lines.
Yeah, definitely.
In particular, anything you say can and will be held against you.
So only say my name. I'm like,
that's kind of fire. But then, then it's kind of ruined. So he says this fucking like rizz God line, and then he goes, "It will be held against you" right after. Like, I got that.
Yeah, I got that from the line that you just said.
Yeah, I figured, and then he repeats it, like, but when he repeats it, he doesn't say "it will be held against you." So like, that's a little frustrating because I like the line in theory, and then he goes, "It's like do you guys remember that song "Only" with fucking like Chris Brown, Drake, and Nicki Minaj?
Yeah.
Yes. Sure. Oh
so,
my god, I forgot about that too. You just said that.
So like, Nicki has a line on that song. She goes, "I don't duck nobody but tape," and I was like, "All right, that's fine." And then she goes, "Yeah, that was a setup for a punchline on duct tape." And I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" Why did you do that?
And this line gives you the same sort of like...
Yeah, it gives you the same energy as that. Like, just say something else.
You're explaining the joke.
Yeah, like I got it.
Like, it's so clever, and it's like there's such rizz, and like anything you say can and will be held against you, so only say my name. But then being like, it will be held against you. It's like, okay, man, I got it.
No, I understand.
It's a little aggressive, man. Like, I get it.
Chill.
Like,
it kind of go like that kind of like awkward aggression. It comes back in the chorus. Where he goes, it's like kind of sweet, this whole song with like that little rizz in the pre-chorus, and then he goes, "I want to teach you a lesson in the worst kind of way," and I'm like, brother, where did that come from?
Yeah,
this was. Teach you a lesson. He like, like, I don't even know. What
it's like,
dude,
it came out of nowhere. Like that doesn't really fit.
I wish they did the song in the whole cadence of the way that you speak.
Yeah,
because it would be much funnier.
If heaven's grief brings hell's rain, then I'd trade all my tomorrows for just one yesterday.
But also, like, was yesterday like so much better?
By the Beatles?
No, I mean like whatever yesterday he's referring to.
Well, yesterday by the Beatles is so much better, I would say.
Interesting. Yeah, This is
really
dope.
stupid.
This is awesome. Good conversation.
Thanks, man.
I think I like the whole. I think I like the whole first verse before the anything you say Cannon will be
Yeah.
against you part.
That's a good verse right there.
It's a very good verse. I don't love the second verse at all. Because it's just like it speaks to the honky tonk thing. They literally say this town ain't big enough for the two of us.
Yeah.
I like the line a lot. If heaven's grief brings hell's rain, like I think
Yeah.
that's a very good line. Personally,
It goes
pretty good.
It goes
Yeah,
hand in
pretty
hand
good.
with the I'd trade all my tomorrows for just one yesterday. Like,
yeah.
you know, that's nice. I wish the surrounding instrumental and all that was better, so I could like better appreciate that line in the context of the song. Because I do like that line.
Yeah. That line's not awful.
Yeah, this song in general has like some of the better lyrics on Save Rock and Roll, I would say.
It's just like
But have you listened to Rat-a-tat?
Rat-a-tat actually has some fire lyrics.
Because it does.
Rat-a-tat's sick.
She rat on my tat for real.
For real.
Till I'm loving Courtney. So when I saw them do this live on the Save Rocket, that really tickled Whitney.
Why not?
That really got you, huh?
I just thought about that.
When I saw this live on the Save Rock and Roll tour, supported by 21 Pilots and Panic at the Disco.
Wow.
What a
Yeah,
tour.
I know.
What a tour.
That
and no one gave
sounds
a
fake.
fuck about 21 Pilots at all.
I like Trench. Trench is a
no,
good
but
ass
I'm
album.
saying at the time, everyone was like, "Who?"
Oh
the
yeah,
fuck
well
is
Trench
this
didn't
band?
exist yet, so
Yeah.
So
Trench
I didn't
did not
care
exist
either.
yet. It was just they played Ode to
Stop
Sleep,
making
and
that
I was
face,
like, "This
Whitney.
is dope." And then they did the I'll Stay Awake part, and I'm like, "This is gay." But
I have a lot of feelings towards 21 Pilots.
yeah,
God.
maybe we'll bring you on a Patreon episode where we talk about an album of theirs or something. Trench is dope. Trench
Yeah.
is still good. I
Trench
still
rules.
really like Trench.
Whitney's making that face again.
Yeah.
I don't know why she's making that face.
Listen, white boy kind of nice with it. I mean, do you not agree? Anyway,
White
I
boy
was a Josh fan personally.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
So is
you are.
Debbie Ryan.
Yeah,
And
and I'm a
I don't know why I
fan
said
of
that
Debbie
like-
Ryan.
yeah. I don't know why I said that like Trump. Debbie Ryan, big fan. When I saw them play this, they didn't have like Foxes as a backing track. Patrick just sang
That's
her
kind of
bridge.
interesting.
Oh,
And it sounded
speaks to the necessity of
really
the Fox's
good.
future.
Yeah, exactly. That too. They also kind of stripped it back a little bit. Like Patrick was on piano for this whole song. And it sounded like way more live. And if you use Spotify, there is a option for Save Rock and Roll that is just commentary from the whole band for each track, which I did listen to it today. And they said that their demo of this song was like incredibly raw. But then when they brought it to Butch Walker sort of beefed it up.
Damn.
Which, I think in their eyes was a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a terrible mistake.
It is. This song's just dripping in so much cheese.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's so cheesy. It's not the band I fell in love with, and that's okay because lots of bands that I fall in love with decide to go different directions.
Do you know the Camembert burger that erupts when you bite into it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's this song. You know that that Twitter video that keeps going around.
Yeah, I know.
That fucking guy. He bites into the burger, lets it bust in his mouth, man. Like,
He lets it what?
He lets it.
have
do
you not
what
seen
now?
that, Whitney?
He lets it do what now?
So for Whitney Jordan and for anyone else who doesn't know,
Oh my God,
there
what
is a Twitter video of a burger that is it's a fried wheel of like some kind of cheese, Like it's just a small wheel that's like the size of a burger patty, but like a little thicker. And they fry it and they put it in a burger, and that's the burger. And the funniest thing about that is the original account that posted it like fucking 5 years ago and the restaurant are now both shut down, and it still gets circulation.
Huh.
He's
Camembert
over here
burger.
looking like Steve Harvey. Like, just like, what? No.
Camembert burger
It
that
does
erupts
what
when you bite
in his
into
mouth? Like,
it. It does what in his mouth?
what?
Cama, huh?
What now?
Nigga, grandma.
A wheel? A wheel?
But yeah, all that to say, this song is cheesy as fuck.
This song is so cheesy.
But it's fun.
It's. I'm not.
I can
saying
see
it's not
arguments for
fun.
that.
It's just like if this was any other band other than Fall Out Boy, I think I would have fucking hated it upon release. If this was One Republic, if this was Taylor Swift, because I mean Butch Walker was producing for her at the time.
Taylor would never stoop this low in the Red era. That's absolutely true. Well,
I mean,
that's
Red
absolutely
slaps.
false. Though.
Yeah, I can't
Red
deny
does
that.
slap, but fucking
If this was
has some
anybody
duds.
other than Fall Out Boy, I think I would have just hated it. Like, and it's because Patrick is such a talented vocalist and Pete is such a talented lyricist that is what's redeemable to me about the track.
yeah.
The instrumentation is there a antonym for lush?
Plastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The instrumentation feels like a sample pack. Like it
Yeah.
feels like a sample pack that you can
see
buy.
that.
You can buy each individual stem of like that palm muted guitar and all that shit. The song that it reminded me of the most that we've already done was Bob Dylan. And
yeah.
I do think it's better. It's so much better than that
Yeah.
song. Because there are live drums on this. And
Can't really
it's like,
tell, but
you know, the chorus is better and shit, and it's not that god awful chorus from Bob Dylan. But I really do think that
God.
like there's something so inhuman about this song that I just can't get past.
yeah.
I'd like to bring this up just to move the discussion along. They haven't played this since 2014.
Oh,
Which I
That
thought
makes
this was a
sense.
fairly big song. I remember this being like a radio thing, like when I still used to listen to like rock radio in my parents' car.
I only remember hearing like "I Know What Your Song's Did in the Dark" off of this record on the radio.
yeah.
There's that, and I think that Alone Together also
Yeah.
got some, because they occasionally will pull out that song. I think the
Yeah.
last time they played that one was like 2018 or something like that.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
this song, for some reason, it felt very like anthemic and very a good representation of this era. And obviously, I think like, you know, Centuries comes out, Uma Thurman comes out, and those are just like so big that it's like, what do we sacrifice from the set list? We're not going to sacrifice, you know, old stuff. So you know, buy Just One Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy, you know, pick another say rock and roll song. I
Buy
do remember the
Rat-a-tat.
crowd
Bye,
reaction.
Rat-a-tat.
The crowd reaction to this song was crazy. Like
Really?
everyone was so stoked that they were playing this, and
Interesting.
I remember enjoying it, but it's just it's an interesting it's interesting to look back on now, because I just can't imagine like if it came out on So Much for Stardust, I'd be like, oh, like, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, we could do a lyric deep dive, or I could pull up some very funny Reddit posts. But
I'm on the
we-
Reddit post.
We kind of already went into the lyrics a little bit.
Yeah, we did talk about lyrics. a bit.
there was another line. I actually don't mind the lyrics of Fox's Bridge.
I
Yeah.
think they're fine.
I think
The
they're
if
like
I spilled my guts thing.
they don't feel like super related, but I don't mind them.
They don't feel super related, but also oh yeah, I forgot about the millennial woes at the end of this song. I completely forgot about that until I was looking at the lyrics just now. Why isn't her fucking bridge coming up?
It's
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's really weird on Genius.
Mm-hmm.
The Genius annotation for "If I Spilled My Guts, the world would never look at you the same." Hang on, I had it. This Genius annotation is so silly. Since the world's viewpoint of the person would change with the information, it is most likely scandalous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For real?
No shit.
Very awesome. Thank you.
I love how awesome Genius is.
Yeah, it's so good. Never change, Genius.
Never change.
God, what the fuck is the name of this song?
Just one yesterday.
Okay, I'm looking it up on song meanings.
Okay, cool. Whitney, do you have anything more to say about this before we move on to Reddit and song meanings?
I like it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. When you were talking about busting in a guy's mouth, I was like, what is this, a second car seat headrest episode? Do you know about that? Do you know that we basically did a car seat headrest episode?
I mean, I'm not surprised with Dawson sitting in this room.
So you know the EP that they did after this, PAX Am Days, that's like a bunch of like shitty hardcore songs?
I never listened to car seat.
No.
I'm talking about Fall Out
Oh.
Boy. I'm talking about
Car Seat
Fall Out
Headrest
Boy.
has never done a hardcore song in their whole life.
Oh.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy did like a hardcore punk EP after this. And it's produced like shit. You'd probably like it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. No, and I'm not saying it's because you like things that are produced like shit. You would just enjoy it.
No,
a lot.
I just like shitty
It's really
music.
good. Yeah, no, me too. Support bad music.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for so long. We got one of those songs,
Mhm.
and because they're like minute-long punk songs, like we basically had nothing to talk about, and Dawson just educated me on car seat headrest lore for 45 minutes.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at like listener retention for that episode. I don't know if we can or like how to do that, but
Retention?
yeah. Like
if
people
people
sticking
listen-
out.
through the whole
I was
thing.
like, how do we even look at like how do we know what the listeners retained? I was like, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna quiz everyone who's listening to this on car seat headrest knowledge.
There will be a test later.
Yeah. All the straight people in the audience, recite the first verse of recite the all of the song titles off of Car Seat Headrest's album 3.
Okay. All right, I got this. Monkey shelf in the dope garage. I don't have anything else.
The
Wait,
joke is that one of the titles has the F slur in it, so
Oh.
it is an impossible challenge for straight people.
Oh, okay. Cool. Awesome.
There will be a quiz
Got
on
him.
that.
Do you want to do Reddit or song meanings first?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What the fuck is that?
Spider.
I was about to say, I was like, that's a spider dog.
That's a spider. Okay, I guess you win. Reddit first.
Wait, did
then.
you do scissors?
I did scissors.
You can cut
You
up
could-
a
you could
spider
cut
with
up a
scissors.
spider,
Yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
Okay, well you can
That's
fucking
really sad.
you can slap a spider with paper and you can crush a spider with rock. So what the fuck are you doing?
There was a dog.
Yeah, there's a dog that just like roams around. Outside
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's our neighbor's German Shepherd. You can say hi. We can say hi after the pod.
I just like saw a creature run by the window.
Yeah. Whitney has like this uncanny ability to just communicate with animals. Whitney's sort of the Dr. Doolittle of the friend group.
Dr. Doolittle.
Are you? Am I old? Like
No,
No, I
I
mean,
know
I know what
Dr.
Dr.
Doolittle
Doolittle is. I've just never been called that before.
Dr. Doolittle, Whitney Doolittle.
I guess we'll get into song meanings then.
Yeah. Go ahead with song meanings.
So the funny thing about this song meanings page is there are 16 comments, which is like kind of low. I think there were something like over 50 on the last episode. But that does not mean that the content of these comments is any less, because all of these are fucking paragraphs, dude. Like, this song elicits deep analysis in the mind of the song meanings user.
Oh boy. Okay.
I'm not going to read them for that purpose, because I don't want to do that. I'm not going to read any of the fucking really long ones, but like it goes to show, like, because all of these comments are from around when the song came out. Like, when this song came out, people were fucking like, they latched on to the lyrics of this song and like looked for meaning in it. Somebody brought up World War II.
That's dope.
I want to know why.
I feel like we should bring up Save Rock and Roll is a visual album.
Yeah.
They made a music video for every single song, and they're all tied together. I did not watch it because I didn't want to, even though we probably should have.
Is one of them could be in World War II, and I wouldn't know.
I don't think any of them are.
I don't think so either, but
it's mostly
it could be.
like just Pete and Patrick like doing stuff. I don't know.
Getting kidnapped by 2 Chainz.
Getting kidnapped by 2 Chainz, yeah, for sure.
But fucking Another New World on May 22nd, 2014 has a title on it called My Interpretation, and I'm just going to read the first line because it's really funny. And they go, "This is somewhat a darker interpretation, but to me this song sounds like it is about World War II. I thought of angels choking on their halos. This sounds like what Hitler and the Nazis were saying. And the Jews are considered God's chosen people, hence why they are called angels."
Whoa.
What the fuck?
That's a lot, huh?
I think this person should see a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read
There's
the rest of that.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But
they go into buddy.
They go into Stalin and somehow relate it back to Fall Out Boy.
Cool.
If you want to read that whole thing, it's on the song meanings page for Just One Yesterday.
Any other gems?
Yeah, the very next comment on August 31st, 2013 from Fairy Cat 101 is, anyone else get the Me and Bobby McGee reference? Did you?
No.
Did you?
I didn't either.
I didn't either.
Who in the hell is me and Bobby McGee? What is a Bobby McGee?
Well, Me and Bobby McGee is another another song, obviously, but like I don't.
Oh, obviously.
I'm
Yeah.
looking it up.
I can't remember who wrote it, but it's actually like a really
Janis
fucking
Joplin.
Yeah, Janis Joplin. So Janis Joplin song.
Okay.
Really good song, honestly. Don't get the connection here.
Yeah.
I'm reading the lyrics. I'll let you know if I find it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Whitney's doing some espionage.
Whitney's on the job.
Yeah.
I'll read one more. I'm going to the second page. You know it's going to be a good analysis. So Acoustic 1331 on October 2nd, 2017 opens it with, "I'm ignoring a lot of lines, but..."
But what?
But what?
"But maybe it's a lot of hurt from life that's building up, and he's taking it out on the girl he loves, and she was getting sick of his crap." Yeah, I can tell you ignored a lot of the lines.
That's dope. So on Reddit, a lot of people posting covers of this song, which is interesting.
I'm not surprised, actually.
Yeah.
It's the most covered song I've seen on Reddit thus far. Like when we did the other songs, there were like, maybe like 1 or 2. I just counted like 7 or 8 that immediately come up in like top host of all time.
Interesting.
Which is interesting. Someone, the original, one of the top posts regarding this song is the post from 9 years ago that says, "It's here. Fall Out Boy Just One Yesterday, part 6 of 11, Feet Foxes, YouTube/Vivo."
Vivo.
Yeah.
Vivo. Remember Vivo?
There's people talking about like where they shot this was like the same place where I think like episodes of Children's Hospital on Adult Swim was shot.
Interesting.
Someone said forbidden fruit and snakes. I like it. And then
awesome.
There are some people that are reading into the lyrics. I like the callbacks whether or not they were intentional. And it's a callback to a lyric from Golden and a callback to a lyric from the Shipped Gold Standard, which just thinking about the lyrics to this song, I can't think of any sort of callbacks to either of those songs.
Especially the Shipped Gold Standard.
I'm not seeing that. And then underneath this, there's another post that says, "What do you think of Just One Yesterday featuring Foxes?" This is from 1 year ago. How does it rank among your favorite FOB songs, and how do you interpret its meaning? And this is it has nothing to do with either of those songs, but someone posted that was around the same time Clarity by Zedd came out, and I thought at the time that Fox's was going to be a lot bigger in the general public consciousness than she ended up being.
Yeah.
And I think that is like
that's a fair assessment.
That had to be what I do kind of feel bad for her because she got Clarity. I can't really think of anything else that she did. I think she maybe played Music Midtown, which is a festival here.
I think she was on Spotify. I think she was on the Death Stranding soundtrack.
Is she really?
It's
interesting.
She has like 500,000 monthly listeners.
That's Paris.
She still has 500,000, but at the time, I think they were banking on her being like enormous. Like
yeah, her because I read her Spotify bio the other day when like Dawson had messaged me about this song initially, and it starts out with like propelled into the industry at just 19. Fox is at the forefront of the pop stratosphere with her critically acclaimed debut album Glorious, Grammy-winning collaboration Clarity with EDM giant Zedd, big name support in slots, and 6 singles in the UK top 40. And like, I don't.
She is a very pretty lady, I might add. I will say that very pretty woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at her picture. She cute.
She cute and shit.
I was also wrong about the Death Stranding soundtrack. In both of the artists I said, it's actually neither Fox's nor Paris. It's Church's.
Great band.
I mean,
sick band.
Yeah.
But
I see why I confused.
I see the V, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's true. Like they were kind of banking on her being like a huge artist, and I just don't know if that like.
I don't think it really
came
panned
to
out.
fruition.
She's definitely big.
Yeah, I mean, she has 500,000 monthly listeners.
Nothing to
currently.
sneeze at.
Yeah.
I do think that this. I've wanted to bring this up for a minute. I think whoever runs the FOB subreddit just really doesn't want any negativity like in there at all. So like, you know how comments can be like hidden on Reddit if they have like enough downvotes or something like that? Someone just commented on the same post that I just read and said decent but not amazing, and it's like that's a hidden comment.
Interesting.
If it got hidden for a lot of downvotes, then everyone on the subreddit was like downvoting that.
Yeah,
rather than just the running.
It's just a I don't think that's how you should run a subreddit personally. I think we should be able to criticize a band like this so that we can recognize the high points.
Yeah,
and it's also all subjective, so I don't understand downvoting somebody so much that their comment gets hidden. But
right.
I think a mod has to hide your comment though. So I don't know.
But
I'm
I feel
not sure.
like that comment
works.
in itself is not one that needs to be hidden.
Yeah.
No, decent but not amazing. It's not shitting on it. It's, it's decent but not. Fine. It's pretty much how I feel on the track.
Yeah.
I remember this one time on the 1975 subreddit, because they did a thing where they like there was a thing going around on a lot of subreddits where they constructed the worst possible set list.
Oh yeah, that's happening on the Fall Out Boy one right now.
Yeah. A lot of really good ones. Like for instance, for the 1975 one, it got to Roadkill, which is a
amazing song.
Amazing song.
Yeah.
The entry for that song was Roadkill, but once it gets to the line with the F slur, Maddie stops the whole show and goes on a rant about why he can say that.
Cool.
Which is really funny. But so I was more active on there while that was going down, and there was one post where it was like, what songs by the 1975 are you just like not really into? And I was like, I don't really like So Far It's All Right. And I got like fucking 15 downvotes.
Wow.
Damn.
People ride for that song. I hate it. I think it's unbearable. But like,
there's some stuff on that album I can't do. That same album. Because that's.
Are you talking about the deluxe self-titled?
Yes.
Yeah. That's like from the self-titled song to Is There Somebody Who Can Watch You is the album, and then everything after that is all 4 EPs they released before that.
Yeah, which Head Cars Bending, amazing song. No, you are not going to tell me that song's bad right now.
Listen, it's not one of my favorites.
God damn it! All right, that's fine.
I have some weird 1975
I call
opinions.
upon Ian Joshua Riley.
Oh shit!
Now you're fucked.
God's strongest, the 1975 soldier.
The disciple Jesus loved the most. I wanted the last Reddit post I wanted to bring up is very silly. You know, I'm not gonna totally clown on this person, but I would like to. They said, "Heartbreak Feels So Good," which is one of the new songs.
Yeah, good
From
song.
So Much for Stardust. Good song. Yes, that's right. We came around on it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Heartbreak Feels So Good is a mix of Just One Yesterday, I Don't Care, and Champion.
What the fuck?
That is a wild.
That is
mix.
crazy.
Not true at all.
Not true.
I don't agree with like any of that statement.
It has nearly no interaction except for one comment from Triple Turtle XD.
So
Good
true.
name.
Who did get some Reddit gold for this comment, but said, with a mix of Feel It Still for the intro. So I guess you could just say
Portugal
words.
the Man song.
Yeah.
Famous post-hardcore band,
Portugal.
Oh man.
Good lord.
Very silly. Very silly. None of those things are true.
I don't hear a single one thing from any of those songs.
No, I don't either.
Into anything else that is
No,
connected in that
nope,
sentence.
Not even a
No.
little bit. So that's very funny.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I don't think this is the worst song on Save Rock and Roll. We can
No.
get into that another time. I think the song that precedes it is basically a better version of this song.
What precedes it?
Where Did the Party Go? I actually think that song's all right.
I don't. But we'll get to that.
So Dawson, previously you've said this is your least favorite Fall Out Boy album.
Yes.
Like
I
below Mania, below American
cannot
Beauty.
stand this album.
Wow.
Like, so, because I know you're going to ask, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Because
What do you mean
it
by
seems obvious that Mania would be the least favorite because that's like the common choice.
Yeah.
But-
I don't even think it's my least favorite anymore. So
But what's your least favorite?
I think my least favorite's American Beauty.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But this Whitney brushed some hair behind her ear.
Yeah.
Something tells me she doesn't agree.
That's okay.
I
That's
had
fine.
that's that record on CD in my car.
Oh,
That's
no.
based.
I think I should clarify. Just because I'm ranking something last and maybe even calling it bad, that doesn't mean that I won't still willingly listen to it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I think that like that needs to come across as like, because it's Fall Out Boy, like there's part of me that is still like wants to listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the same with me and
Yeah.
Panic at the Disco. Like,
yeah.
fucking, I don't like most of Death of a Bachelor, but I still spin that record from time to time.
Yeah, exactly.
And see, that's
I-
like one of
I-
the records I actually really enjoy.
Which one?
Death of a Bachelor.
Yeah.
But I think it's because of like the timing of that.
Oh
movie as
yeah,
well.
dude. If we want to talk about records that came out at the perfect time for me to like just latch onto them for life, Death of the Bachelor is one of them.
Mhm.
Because I remember like where I was when that album came out. I was
Yeah.
in my dad's car. We were driving home from like a game store at like fucking, I don't know, like 9 p.m. or something. And like I the album came out and I was like, Dad, new Panic at the Disco album. And he was like, PogChamp. He didn't say that because he's never said PogChamp in his whole life.
We're gonna get him to this.
We're gonna
year.
get into it, yeah.
But yeah, like I don't really like that record very much.
It's fine.
It's the first one where it was just all Brendon Urie, take a shot.
Take a shot.
The first one where it's all
Fire
just
a
him,
water gun into your.
and like you can tell with the benefit of hindsight, you can tell that it's just him.
Right.
And it's like, but for some reason, something
Yeah.
about that record.
I was in high school theater when that record came out.
Oof.
So
Yeah,
it was
me
a
too.
perfect time for that record for me.
Me too.
Maddie and I were driving from, I want to say, the farm that she worked at to our old bass player who used to be in Cowboys and was in our old band. We were driving to Claire Darling's house.
Love Claire.
Shout
Shout
out
out
Claire
Claire.
Shout out
Darling.
Claire, our future guest of the pod. I was like, yo, like Panic at the Disco just dropped a new song like out of nowhere. Because the first single was Hallelujah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we played it and we were like, whoa. We were
Yeah.
like, this is gonna be
It's
their
awesome.
best record. And
Yeah.
I remember when it came out, we were like,
I had that same like thought. I was like, Hallelujah dropped, and I was like, this is gonna be their best record.
Yeah,
and then it came
definitely.
out, and I was like, this is their best record.
See, it's like for me, I was in high school theater, and I think I was like in the peak of like I've discovered my sexuality, and I definitely am into women. And Brendon Urie was like an icon
Yeah.
in
Sure.
the LGBT community at that time, especially on Tumblr, which is where I still was at this point in my life.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, because I was never really a big Panic fan, there's a lot of Panic songs that I like and that I know, but I think like that record was one of the first records I listened to all the way through by them because it was like I was on Tumblr, I was gay, and I was in theater. And for like all of those three things, for me, I was like, this is a fucking amazing record. And I listen to it now and I'm like, but I still
Crazy
like
Equals
it.
Genius comes on. I'm like,
That
But
is- that is-
I still know all the fucking words, and
Yeah,
I still
me too.
think it's kind
Me
of
too.
a bop.
that song's awful. I hate that song.
No,
Yeah.
it is
If-
awful.
If we're spinning the panic wheel eventually, when we get to Crazy Equals Genius, I retire.
yeah.
Not gonna do it. I'm not gonna talk about that song. Yeah, we've been running for a little while, so let's go ahead and give this a 1 out of 10, or not a
1
out of
through
10, 1
10.
through 10. That's the
1
second
out of
week
10.
in a row that I've done it.
Carson just gave you their opinion right there.
We'll spin the wheel. We'll do plugs and we'll get out of here
Yeah.
because you have a record to go make.
I have a record to go make.
Yeah.
But so I'll go first. I said at the top of this episode that I think this is probably the best song on this record, and I stand by that opinion. It's a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
I would agree with that, honestly.
Yeah.
There's songs
5
on
out
this
of 10?
record that I like more,
Yeah,
that I
there's
would
songs-
give higher
yeah.
ratings to. I'd say it's like a 5 out of 10 for me.
We haven't gotten to the Phoenix yet, but like if I were to give the Phoenix a 7 out of 10, because I think that's my favorite song off this record.
Yeah.
That's about how I was feeling too.
Yeah. If I were to
You
give the
guys are
Phoenix,
Not gonna like that episode when I have some
it's
shit
going to
to
be
say
a lot
about
of
it.
us arguing.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the most we've ever disagreed on this show.
Probably.
too. Yeah. So if the Phoenix is a 7 out of 10, I'd probably have to give this a 4, maybe.
Mm.
I don't like how plastic it is. I don't like how that was a great word to use when I said what's an antonym for lush.
Thank
Plastic is the word for me. Sampled grating.
Yeah.
But there's things that prevent it from being a total shipwreck like Bob Dylan was.
Yeah. Lyrics are definitely a lot better here.
Yeah, definitely.
Patrick's vocal performance isn't insufferable at all.
And I even think that like there's like if I was seeing them and they played this, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like
I would not be mad at it.
I would not be that upset about it compared to like them playing something like Last of the Real Ones or
Yeah.
which I actually like that song. So let me think of a better example. Like
Young and
every time
Menace.
I've every time I've seen them play Uma Thurman, which is 2 times now,
Mhm.
I've been like I mean, I still sing along to
Right.
everyone.
Yeah.
But
She does want to dance like Uma Thurman.
She
do
does
be
for
dancing
real.
like Uma Thurman.
Bury
though.
me till I confess, honestly, if I'm being honest.
Whitney,
It's so true.
Whitney, you got a number ranking for this?
She said 5.
I said 5 out
5?
of 10.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because
all right,
I was
yeah.
kind of thinking the same thing as you, where I was like, well, if I really like the Phoenix and like there's other songs on the record that I like more,
Mhm.
I'd put it at like a 4 or a 5.
Yeah.
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 It's
Yeah.
just like there's elements that there's no single element on this song that I hate.
Yeah.
And there's nothing
not
on
that I
this
like
song
either.
that I like
Yeah.
enough to ever come back to it.
It's like a very yeah, it's like a feather hitting me in the nose. You know,
It is
Where I'm like,
one of the Fall Out
Alright.
Boy songs ever released.
that is true. That
It's
is true.
fun.
Let's spin that
And
goddamn
I
wheel.
enjoy it.
Whitney, I don't know if you've ever listened to a full episode of this podcast.
I know about the wheel
You know about the wheel
because I got a text from Dawson that said we spun a Save Rock and Roll song on the wheel, and
That's
I
true.
said, and he said, "Do you want to be on the pod?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Do you know what we do when we have a guest?
We shoot them in the
We
head.
kill them. You haven't seen Maddie recently, have you?
Now that you mention it,
Yeah. And Jack isn't responding to your text message
It's
from
true.
earlier. So
it's true.
yeah, we got Jack with like a SAM missile.
Rest in peace.
out a hit. We do let our guests spin the wheel.
I'm so excited.
Here it is. As you can see, it's very large.
Oh my god.
Big
You
ass
see that
wheel.
button that says spin?
No.
All right.
No?
Well, it's spinning.
The wheel has been spun by Whitney Jordan.
And oh my god!
So I'll be back next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
We would love to have you back next week.
No, I want to come back for Rat-a-tat.
Okay.
That's my
cool.
requirement.
You can come
I'll
back
let y'all
to both.
argue about
I
the Phoenix
believe
in peace.
Chris Jeffer is coming on next week.
Oh.
The love of my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, we landed on the Phoenix.
Of all fucking
How did
songs.
you do that, dude?
How the fuck? Whitney Jordan is a
Whoa.
magic person.
Whoa. Oh my God. Okay.
Well, Whitney Jordan,
Thank
where
you for being here.
thanks
Yeah,
for
thank
thanks
you.
for being on the pod. Where can people find you? What do you have anything to promote? What's going on with you?
Nothing to promote. Eventually, Dawson and I will, and I'm sure he will talk about it when that time comes.
Yeah.
Because we're working on another
Yes,
band.
yes.
You can find me on Instagram at Whitney Virginia, and I'm on Twitter at Whitney Jordan with no vowels.
Mhm.
WHTNYJRDN.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
yes.
yeah, nothing to promote now, but hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon.
Definitely soon.
And you guys know the drill. At BummerhillATL on Twitter, at BummerHill on Instagram, at the Callous Cowboys on Twitter, at the Callous Cowboys on Instagram. Listen to both of our bands, or you are 2 feet tall. If you would like to gain 4 inches in height or penis size, listen to both of our bands.
Yeah.
And,
all those ads you see on X videos are actually just for the podcast.
Yeah. And if you've come this far and you're still listening, thanks. Give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It really helps a lot.
It sure does. Thank
It
you
sure
to the
does.
25 people that have done it. It's very
25 now. What?
25
Let's
now.
fucking
Cool.
go,
Is that a
dude.
kissing noise? Oh, okay. All
I'm
right.
kissing all 25 of them.
Please
Me
don't do
too.
25 kiss noises into the mic. Stop.
I got the 12. I got the 12. Just 12 of you.
But yeah, that's the episode. I got a record to go make. Bye.
Genghis Khan was a feminist.